Turning to the verdict in the webcam spying trial in New Jersey, former Rutgers University student Dharun Ravi faces sentencing next month after being convicted yesterday on 15 charges, including invasion of privacy and intimidation. Now he faces up to 10 years behind bars and possible deportation to his native India. 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, who is also an attorney, is here with more on this unusual case. And good morning to you, Erin.
Good morning. You and I have both been talking about this for the past 24 hours. This was a first, a hate crime conviction based on invasion of privacy. Jurors concluded that the defendant spied on his roommate, Tyler Clementi, in order to intimidate him. From the outset, there was little question that an invasion of privacy had occurred. The defendant, Dharun Ravi, had himself admitted it during a police interview.
Did you violate this man's privacy?
Yes, I did.
Ravi set up this webcam when he learned Clementi was meeting a man in their shared dorm room. He watched the two embrace from another room and let others know about it. But the jury had to decide on why Ravi did it. Was he targeting his roommate because he was gay? And what was Clementi thinking as well? Middlesex County Prosecutor Bruce Kaplan.
I think they empathized and accepted the evidence that Tyler believed that he was being targeted.
There was a large number of text messages, emails, and tweets sent by Ravi shown during the trial. Messages like this: "I set my computer to alert me. Yeah, keep the gays away."
And he didn't know how to deal with it.
But the defense argued that Dharun Ravi was simply immature and there was no bias. Some experts who monitor hate crime legislation say his actions don't add up to a typical hate crime.
He comes out as kind of a somewhat immature 18-year-old, now 20-year-old, who had attitudes that wouldn't be out of place in any locker room in America.
Erin, you've been following this case so closely, and one thing that strikes me is you have this hate crime, but there's no threats, there's no violence. How significant is that, and do you think we're looking at some sort of new precedent here?
Well, I don't know if it's quite precedent because he was actually convicted under a state of New Jersey law, and other states have different laws, but certainly we could see states enact a law similar, or we could see prosecutors decide to bring charges for acts that don't quite meet the definition of hate. Hate usually involves violence and threats of violence, and this is something lesser. What's also, I think, significant about this verdict is that this case involves so much electronic evidence, the emails, the tweets. So now if a prosecutor decides to bring a case like this, there's probably more evidence. People say the dumbest things in emails and texts, things they don't necessarily mean, and a jury may interpret it the way the juror wants to.
And really, social media played such a role in this, and what you've just said. I mean, people really do have to be careful about what they're saying and what they're doing.
I mean, it actually affected me. I mean, I think parents should be talking to kids, but now I'm having second thoughts about everything you put down because you can't get the context from a tweet or a text or an instant message. And I think that's what really hurt him. He tried to tell Dharun Ravi in the police interview, tried to say, I was just being sarcastic. Who knows whether he was or not? You can't tell from just his words.
The other significant component of all of this is bias intimidation, and the fact that the judge came out and said there's sort of murky laws around this as it stands. What do you think happens on that count?
Absolutely. When the judge was actually talking about jury instructions, he said in open court, the law is muddled. I could have written a better law. I actually think that may help the defendant in this case when it comes to an appeal. Also, the jury was taking a look at the state of mind of Tyler Clementi, but they never heard that Tyler Clementi actually had taken pictures of the George Washington Bridge in the summer, way before he met Dharun Ravi. That didn't come into the trial, so that may also help with an appeal.
Fascinating case and really interesting verdict. Thanks so much.
Erin Moriarty, thanks.